Shalom Mishpacha, welcome family. These are the last tender hours before Yom Kippur. Please come spend them with my family and myself. We will prepare our souls as well as this simple, nourishing and delicious meal just before our fast commences. The menu is very simple. I reprised my Moroccan salmon with tomatoes and bell peppers from Rosh Hashanah. Some lit candles bring in extra atmosphere, and before we sit down to eat, I am taking a moment for myself with a cup of tea, my books and my sacred journaling. On this peaceful little corner of my screen porch, I sit among my beautiful plants and take a moment to breathe, to be, to collect my thoughts for God, for my family and myself as I look over this beautiful wooded area and am enjoying the harvest of my little container garden. Herbs, tomatoes, beans and even some peppers for us to enjoy. I am sitting down for some sacred journaling, and it is my practice to write a letter to God every Erev Yom Kippur for me to meditate on during Yom Kippur. Another sacred tradition I have is to write my older children and my husband a letter to reflect on our relationship and to give them encouragement and express my gratitude for all they mean in my life, and for me to do teshuvah towards them as well. Now that my older children are old enough to read, they have really come to treasure these special letters on beautiful letter paper, and it is a gift that I am able to give to them from my heart to theirs. I think it's so important for parents to model vulnerability and honesty and openness with our own children, and to show them that we are humans who are also striving to do better. Time for dinner, and as you can see, the food looks as delicious as it tasted. Of course, as you can see, I prepared my high holiday robes, my robe and my kittel, and here is the final look before we head out to the synagogue as a family. All of us ready to seek atonement on this Day of Atonement. The day after Yom Kippur is a time for me as a congregational rabbi to decompress and rehydrate with a good cup of tea. Just before we welcomed Sukkot, my husband and I went on a much needed afternoon date break. We picked up some craft supplies for me to engage in some creative hobbies, which have been much neglected during this high holiday season. And we looked at some beautiful items in this beautiful fair trade store that I wanted to decorate my sukkah with. And of course, I picked up some tea. I am always looking for durable and waterproof sukkah decorations, and these stars hit the spot. Time for some lunch in one of our local hangouts, a cafe that serves Middle Eastern food, which is of course perfect for us. I picked up some supplies and we enjoyed this delicious lunch together. You may wonder what this is. Rock painting mandalas. It's something I encountered at a clergy retreat, and I made this rock that says Gam ze ya'avor, and this one I made for my daughter. Gam ze ya'avor means this too shall pass, and it is ascribed to King Solomon, whose text, Ecclesiastes, Kohelet, we read during Sukkot. Apples, of course, from the synagogue garden, ready for me to make into something delicious, and challah dough. I am going to be making a very special challah. Stay tuned. I am reprising this 8-strand basket weave, but this time covered in bagel seasoning, and my daughter made this beautiful floral challah. But this, friends, is the pièce de résistance, an etrog and lulav challah. Just wait for the final baked result. It is beautiful. And here she is, myrtle, willow, palm frond and citron. Time to build our sukkah. Let's get started. My husband truly did the heavy work, putting everything up, and then my daughter and I decorated it to heart's content. Here is the empty space. Welcome in our plain sukkah, but everything is about to change. Unpacking our box with sukkah decorations is an annual tradition that puts a smile on my face. And here I am unwinding these Christmas lights that I got a few days after Christmas a number of years ago. And my daughter is doing such a good job. Here are my stars from the Fairtrade store, and everything is just looking colorful and very pretty. Here are our ushpizin, our guests, and the whole thing is done just in time for Shabbat and Sukkot dinner. After the festival, I took this footage and enjoy our sukkah by night. Welcome in this beautiful jewel box of light and color. My children and husband and I had a beautiful conversation about which uspizin, which guests we would invite into our sukkah. And my children had some really remarkable answers, like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King and great heroes of our age that are no longer with us, but that they admire greatly. And it was just a very fruitful conversation to reflect on the positive attributes of the heroes of our time we seek to emulate. So our ushpizin are most welcome to dwell with us this Sukkot. The resin stars that I made last year are still looking bright and beautiful. The next morning, it was time for prayer and breakfast in the sukkah. Here I am blessing the lulav. Blessing the universe entire in every direction for this beautiful, fragile world that is our sukkah, our dwelling place. Thank you for joining me today on this retrospective all the way from Yom Kippur to Sukkot. See you soon in the next video. Please like and subscribe, leave a little love in the comments. Thank you for supporting my channel. Shalom uvracha, with peace and blessings from my bite to your bite. Bye.